Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager 2018 Career Mode Episode 44. And we are on to Paris-Roubaix. Are you kidding me? My little Pro Continental team that just got in, we were able to get an invite to the epic race. Probably the most, at least in my opinion, the single most epic classic out there. In game, it was Alexander Kristoff who won last year's edition, and it was Kristoff who took it in 2018 as well. Top 5 those times: Volgren, Tish Benut, Mads Peterson, Oliver Nassen. In 2019, it was Van Aert, Terpstra, Viviani, and Demar who came behind him. So a very different group, but it was Kristoff at the front both times, and you can see just cobble, and I don't have a team really built for cobble. However, the good thing is that my best cobble guy, Veldeman, is back. He is a 75 on cobbles, but overall just a 73, so quite a bit lower than the actual top contenders, not at a fitness peak himself. That is going to hurt some. Van Hemlen, our next best guy, 72 on the cobbles, had a very solid 8th place in the last World Tour race that we had that was also cobbled, but it was nothing like Paris-Roubaix. So as we prepare for this, let's see, I haven't looked at the equipment for a long time. We want comfort, yes. We want comfort, yes. Okay. And comfort. Or do we want some arrow here? 1 star. Versus 1.5 stars, we can pick up a decent amount of arrow on this where it's fairly straight. No, it's all comfort for here. All comfort. It's weird, in the past I used to make such a big deal out of the equipment. For some reason this year I just trust that the AI's got it handled. Not sure why I've transitioned to that. Well, anyway, so the first 40% of Paris-Roubaix is relatively flat and relatively calm. Hopefully it doesn't do what happened in real life and have a fight for a breakaway that goes on for ages and exhaust the field before they ever even hit the first cobbled section. But we'll join up just before the first cobbled section where the action is going to begin. 167 kilometers to go here in Paris-Roubaix. We are coming up on the first cobbled section. Joyville in 3 kilometers time. I opted against putting anyone in the breakaway today as I didn't think any of my members were strong enough to even come close to surviving that. So, and the distraction.
Over the cobbled sections, a rider has to up his awareness to avoid falling, and those that are on their last legs don't have the necessary physical resources to do so. A rider has just suffered a puncture.
3-star section here, 2 kilometers as we travel through the bridge. That drone just got smashed. 2.6k till the next one. They're going to start coming hard and fast here. You can see even out of 70. Already starting to have a few guys blinking red. And you can see just how much damage to my 3 protecting riders, how much damage they succumb to just in the very first section. 3 stars to the next one. It's also 2 kilometers as we're getting ready to head in. So we're not going to last terribly long here with these guys. I need basically a whole team of Veldemans protecting some stronger cobbled rider. There's a good chance that I'll be moving on to a new sponsor after this season, just because the Nike sponsorship is pretty limited on the financial side of it. You know, the growth side. We got a 4-star section, 3.2 kilometers already coming up. And here we go. It's a pretty skinny one here too. Vervecchi, Bax, Garrison, all taking a beating here. Who's furthest back right now? Vervecchi already well down the field. 150 riders still in the peloton as we go through the third of nearly 30 sections, like 29 or something like that.
The riders really have to be vigilant on this cobbled section. The vibrations really take it out of you. Oh, the list of those left behind goes on rising.
There was somebody down, crashed. I do like how it's got some single riders going down instead of huge packs. Another section coming up already, 3 stars. Wow, look how difficult for Vervecchi it was. Okay, Vervecchi to Otto. Vervecchi is out the back, so we move on up. Here is Bax struggling at the back as we enter the next section. 3 stars again.
The road is really treacherous. The peloton is slowed right down. The teammates of those in the breakaway are not going to make an effort. It's up to
Garrison and Bax still in the peloton for now, but they have definitely slid towards the back end of it. And I'm about to lose both of them. And there you go. They are now out the back, Garrison and Bax. So my original 3, my weakest 3 riders are already out. Now I'm down to 4. So what I need to do here is we're going to pause through, let's get through this short section here real quick. We'll have a little bit of break before we get into the next grouping. Looks like we all have another 4 coming up in quick sequence. There we go. Okay, so 4 riders here. I'm going to need to push a little bit harder than a 73. It looks like now Bull is definitely going to protect, and Veldeman's going to be the main rider to protect. Van Hemlen's probably the other one. Yeah. So Van Ginneken, you're going to protect Van Hemlen. Bull is going to protect Veldeman. And now we are set for kind of my final groupings as I try to keep those 2 fresh for a while longer. Eventually it'll be Van Hemlen protecting Veldeman as long as he can go. Unfortunately, Veldeman is on a -1. That's not going to help him out much today, but small recovery period here will help us out a little bit. Peloton's down to 108 riders now. And it looks like there's actually some riders who have gone off the front. There are. Things have changed here quite a bit. So now there are 6 riders since where there were 5. I'm not sure who joined them. Now it's actually 7 as another rider has come across. And then we got a chasing group of 4. So there's actually 11 riders off the front now. 117 riders in the peloton. And Garrison and Bax have made it back to the back of the group here. For now. They won't last. 3 stars. Here we go. This one, we've got a little more time before we hit the next section at least. And it looks like we have another attacking group.
There are 2 schools of thought on riding cobbled sections. Some will try to stay in the middle, while others will take to the sides, practically on the grass. Apparently, there's another puncture. The riders really should pay more attention to their choice of tires.
Not too interested in these attacks. Very much more interested in surviving as long as possible. Those attacks could amount to something, but it would really take the rest of my team out of it. The only time that I could potentially go for an attack would be where I'm literally down to maybe just Veldeman. I could catch on to a few riders and get up the road and get a higher placement by riding away with them. But there's not too many gaps, really, left. We're going to hit 3 sections in a row here in just a moment. We'll have a little break. That would be the kind of place to do it, but you can see just how steady they come in until the velodrome at the end. 3 stars for this next one, 1.6 kilometers. And then we're already within 1.6 of the next one. Meaning it's almost immediately after. Bull and Veldeman sliding back a bit here. 3 stars again. Into this next one.
The pack is increasing its work rate. Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway.
Garrison back still in the group. You can see just how spread out this group is getting here real quick. Bax is already at the back end of it.
It seems to be catching.
And Bax is out the back. He was already set to auto, but let's make sure he's there. Ooh, I'm going to need to get water here again soon. After this next cobble section, that'll be the time to get it. Okay, Garrison out the back again. Back down to these 4. And we're about to come out the back.
Another flat tire.
Van Gittiken is going to go get some water. Peloton down to 99 riders now. This is the best opportunity to get water for a while. And we're inside 120 kilometers to go, so we'll only need to get water one more time at the 60 kilometer mark. Or thereabouts. There we go. Come on, Van Gittiken. Get up there without too much effort. I'd like you to be resting and recovering right now, not struggling to get through the field. I'm going to push through here a little bit on this side, where there's some more space. Quick step riders blocking us off at the moment. There we go.
That's another rider with a flat tire. The road is really treacherous.
Yeah, you guys should be able to take care of yourself, but they are dropping further back. That's almost 3 minutes behind for Garrison now. Bax, Vervecki, well off the back. Bull's not going to last much longer. Here we go. Things are going to really start to pick up. We have a 4-star section. The Ehrenberg coming up soon. So Forest of Ehrenberg will be that next section. It's a massive one.
Apparently, there's another puncture. The riders really should pay more attention to their choice of tires.
Bull is going to be on his way out. Yeah, Bull going backwards. I've been really fortunate not to have any punctures or crashes as of yet. Peloton shrinking fast. 87 riders now, and there's plenty like Bull going backwards right now.
You see that? You can read the pain on the faces.
There you go. There's the split right there. 6 more riders out the back. And actually a lot more than that. Peloton just shrunk in half. 54 riders now. And I've still got 3 guys in it. Van Gittiken is about done here, so we'll give Van Hemelen a little more protection before Van Hemelen takes over for Veldeman. They're calling Ehrenberg a 4-star here, while in real life they call this one a 5-star, the first 5-star section. And they're missing the paved area to the right. But that's okay. Peloton coming back together a bit. There we go. Van Gittiken out the back. There's a split. We're back down to a small group here. Oh, shoot. There's a split in front of me. You guys, let's get to 80. Van Hemelen, you're going to cover Veldeman now. This should remake contact, or it better. They're right there. Come on, guys.
We're into the last third of the race. We'll soon know the final outcome. Somebody says that a rider is down. Crossing a cobbled section is a technical exercise. That's why some specialists don't hesitate to reconnoiter a route several times.
I'm gonna have
because each section has its particularities, and on some sections, it is make or break if you don't adopt the right strategy. Yet
small
another
break
flat
here.
tire. It seems to be catching.
This would be our time to move forward. Are we gonna make contact here, you guys? Somebody gonna push? Doesn't seem like we are. Let's ride forward here. Seems like we're pretty content to let these guys get away from us. Really like to get on the back of this group up here and leave
Yet
that group
another flat
behind.
tire. It seems to be catching.
There we go. Okay. Back into the peloton. Back into the peloton. Just 29 riders. And we just left that small group behind that looks like they're about to make contact, but let's try to work our way forward through this. 4 stars, 3.6 kilometers.
Another flat tire.
Things are together at the moment. We are slipping back though again. I'm just not that good in the cobbles. But if I'm going to get a top 25 placing, I need to be in that group. I don't have enough strength to push. I'm already getting pretty faded with a long ways to go. We still have 75 kilometers left in this race. I'm already down to a 2-man show. Van Hemlen's getting weak. Veldeman's not doing too well.
Demar goes into the attack.
Demar, Degenkolb are attacking. There's still riders off the front as well, so that's still a lot of riders in front of us. So we need to try to play it conservatively, survive for a while, and try to move up from there. 3 stars.
Have to have the talents of a tightrope walker, as the grip of the tires can't be counted on. That's another rider with a flat tire. The road is really treacherous.
In a group of 10, I'm losing lots of riders. Still, even now, oh, Van Hemlen, come on, hang on, Van Hemlen. 4-star section. Van Hemlen, I think he's about done. Yep, there goes Van Hemlen. We'll lose him from our mini group here. Okay, he's set to auto. He's on his own, and it's just Veldeman left now. And I shouldn't have done that little push earlier. Just stayed with the split. I just knew my chance of a top 25 really relied on staying in that group. And then right away, as soon as I got there, they kind of took off.
But they all look ready to set off again. Apparently, there's another puncture. The riders really should pay more attention to their choice of tires.
Peloton, still, they're not that far away. They're right at the edge of the group, but I just don't see us catching them. I do see us, if I can stay in the group, I can see us catching others as they drop off, but Veldeman is really struggling now.
There's another rider with a puncture. The sides of the road are not a tire's best friend.
Three-star section. It's a pretty short one, but I think Veldeman's going to get done in here.
That are more hard-wearing than those normally used on tarmac.
Oh, just hanging on to the back here. I think I might get dropped. Yep, on my own. Let's get water. We'll stay with Veldeman as he is our top guy. But there go our chances of at least a top 30. I think we're kind of hoping for a top 50 now, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, Feldman -1 race day condition, only a 73 overall, only a 75 in cobbles, and no team support. I mean, well, very little team support.
But it doesn't look too serious.
Boom has fallen.
Okay, Lars Boom is actually behind us. There we go. Now we've got a new group to ride with. Oh, there's Bosenhagen. Wow, Bosenhagen all the way back here. And Gaviria. See, we're not having that bad of a day. As if we can recover some, though, huh?
There's a report over the radio of a rider coming off his bike. But apparently, he's back in the saddle.
There you go. Just ride with these guys for a little bit. Get some recovery in us. 5 stars coming up. 5 stars. According to the game, it's the first 5-star section.
It seems to be catching.
Alright, a little bit of recovery going on. It's a very good thing. Picking up this new group. See what's going on. We're too far down to really know what's going on up ahead. Going right back into the danger zone, so this is gonna destroy the recovery we just made.
If it rains, a rider's agility is far more important than when it's dry.
We're into the final 10 cobbled sections of this race. But the gains I just made are gone. And those guys, right away, we're going to start speeding things up here. 2-star section, shorter one.
Riders really should pay more attention to their choice of tires.
The good news is, if you look at the black line at our grayed out areas, we're still very much near the front of the field with Veldeman, especially considering how spread out things actually are. There's Christoph. So the winner of the last 2 Paris-Roubaix in game is right here. We're with him and Backhart.
Another flat tire.
3 stars, 1.5k. The punishment just keeps coming. Keeps coming, keeps coming. The front of the field is just now exiting that, and I'm catching up to a couple riders that have crashed. Durbridge not moving. It looks like he's going to be out of this race. And that wasn't even on the cobbled sections. That was on the turn heading into it. There's Finney, who was in the breakaway earlier.
That's another rider with a flat tire. The road is really
survived this one. So I'll stay with these guys for a while longer yet. 7 sections to go, plus the velodrome. Two-star this time.
The Entente in the escape group is far from cordial.
They're speeding up.
There are a couple of riders who want to go it alone.
They're speeding up. I could be recovering here. Dang it. So close. 140, by the way, is that heart rate. You drop under that, you get into recovery. So try to keep the heart rate at 139. Allows you to recover.
Sides of the road are not a tire's best friend.
Over the freeway. Group of 3. It's A5 on the road, so there's plenty of riders in front of me. Markov, there's Trentin, Bosenhagen, Gaviria. That's the group I was with. They rode away from me. Tony Martin. 3-star section coming up, 1.4k, and this is going to be fast and hard. The last few groups, 2 and then 3 right after, and then 1 more with a little break. 3 stars. Here we go. I've recovered some, but I don't think I'm going to last too long. I think I'm going to get hurt here. But I'm actually riding away from those guys right now. So, by riding on their wheel I recovered when they did not, and it looks like I'm about to catch this group ahead of me. And there we go. I've made contact with them. 4-star section coming up. So I just moved up into a higher group, leaving the defending champion behind. So there you go. And the winner of the last 2. 5 stars. 5 stars coming up. Just 4 sections left to go as we approach the end. Field is getting more and more spread out. I was in A5. I moved up to what was A4, but now it's A8, A9. So the field is really split apart at the front. Which makes sense. We're in a 5-star section right now.
Still remain a significant difficulty. Yet another flat tire. It seems to be catching. We've got 15 kilometers to the finish line.
RVD riding off, pulling the group. We got through that one. Through another here. Final 3 sectors. Out of energy. Just push. Come on. Okay, they're caught back up. There's Christoph. Christoph's recovered. Very short break. 2 stars, 1.4K. Here we go again. I have a little bit of a break before the last one, and it's a short one, so we're almost there. Peter Sagan attacking at the front. Always a contender, Sagan is. His bike handling ability gives him such an advantage over the cobbles. There we go. Come on. Oh. We were just hitting 140. We were about to recover. I mean, we're at least getting the red back, but we're not getting any yellow recovery.
The riders are entering the last 5 kilometers of the stage.
We have drifted a little bit further back from the leaders. No surprise. I'm struggling, obviously. 10 kilometers to go. The leaders are down to 3, so I'm actually a good distance behind. That's just how spread out this field is right now. An ounce of recovery here into this last section.
There's another rider with a puncture.
This one's pretty easy. It's pretty smooth. You can see how smooth it is here. We're not too bumpy, so I'm kind of hanging in there. Van Aert attacking at the front, going for the win. They are in the velodrome right now attacking as we head in towards it ourselves. It's Peter Sagan with the win. Jasper Stuyven takes second. Oliver Nassen third. Mads Pedersen again near the top. Van Aert, who took second last year, 5th. Tunison, Valgren, Stibar, Terpstra, and Turgis are the top 10. And here we go into the velodrome. Into the velodrome for the first time in my career. We've got 1.5 laps to complete here in the velodrome. And I should be able to attack these guys now. 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go. Ready? I'm going to try to attack. Looks like we're catching a couple guys in front of us unless they're just coming off. Oh, a little early. No. Sprint, whatever you got left. We ran out of energy. Oh, I forgot my gel. That's okay. It's only Luke Rowe that got ahead of us, and otherwise we finished at the front of the group. That is an amazing 30th place finish. Really thought we were destined for something much lower, but here is Van Hemelen now into the velodrome and attacking for the finish line. There we go. 52nd for him. Here is Van Ginneken just outside of the velodrome. He'll be there in a moment. Just came off the last cobbled section. Let's take over control here. These guys are all really struggling. Look how low their stamina bars are at this point. 4.5K into the velodrome. And around we go. Just push 99s. There's no reason to do anything else. You're all alone. These guys are finishing their lap You've got one to go. Okay, let's ride with Bull as Van Gitteken's got a quiet finish here. Bull, just right on board these guys here. By the way, the race has already finished 23 minutes ago. That's how long Van Gitteken still riding alone. Okay, here we go. Bull hanging out at the back of the group. We've got just enough to push to try to get ahead of these guys. Van Gitteken crosses 86th. It really doesn't matter where we get at this point, but Bull will make this our last one to attack. I'm going to wait to attack till really the last half a lap, which is that now? Yeah, 1K. Oh, you went to the inside. You can't attack to the inside now. Ah, Bull, sprint. Okay, he beat his group. That's good. 98th. See, he got into the top 100. All right, let's go times 8 to finish this puppy up. So 30th for Veldeman. That's not going to earn any points, but it's still respectable. Van Hemelen takes 52nd. Van Gitteken a 6th. And Bull, the last of my team inside the top 100, in 98th. But all things considered, that is actually a good result for Paris-Roubaix for a non-cobbled team. Now, my hope is as I go forward, depending on what my new sponsor is going to want, and that's going to be tricky this season on signing some riders. In order to keep a new sponsor happy, I'm going to need to know what it is they want, and I'm not sure I'm going to know that if I sign a new sponsor. But again, that whole 6,000 or 12,000 increase to the budget with a limit being quite small doesn't mean anything. Now that I've got a bunch of riders at or about 73, for one thing, a bunch of guys are up for renewal this year, and they are going to want a budget increase. They're going to want better pay. So all of my increases potentially this season in terms of budget, if I stay with Nike, are going to go just to retain the riders I have. And even that is going to be iffy on whether I can keep them all. So at this point, I stand to lose some of the team I have, even with a budget increase. Even with a budget increase of 12,000. So I really think I need that new sponsor. And I still might end up with only 12,000 or so this year, but it'll have higher earning potential down the road, and hopefully come next season. And good job. You're not supposed to be in the velodrome there. What are you doing, race officials? Oh my goodness. Well, anyway.
Another flat tire. It seems to be catching.
The rest of my team, Garrison, Bax, Vervecki, all come in near one another. Pretty much towards the back end of the field. Still plenty of riders behind us at least, so we're not the worst. But the race finished well over an hour ago already. I don't know why it keeps slowing me back down. There we go. Dang, that's a lot of riders. Hour and 20 minutes now. So yeah, even with the new team coming, I'm worried about a couple things. One, new sponsor coming. I'm worried that I won't end up with a better deal this coming year than I would have gotten with Nike, but it'll be better down the road, higher earning potential, and hopefully it'll be more than a $6,000 budget gain, which is just ridiculous how small of a gain that is. But the other thing I'm worried about is I'm not going to know what they're looking for. You know, right now I have US, Dutch, and Belgian riders because that's what the Nike sponsorship wants. what's the new sponsorship going to want? Do I stay with an American sponsor, or do I switch over to a Dutch or Belgian sponsor? Or do I take anything I can get my hands on? Well, then all of a sudden I'm going to have a harder time meeting things. There's Sagan, but he is not riding in a pack. He's celebrating there as he comes to the finish line, but he is all alone. I think that's Van Aert in second, or whoever took second further back. And some of these guys are racing for it, but it does get a little confusing on the velodrome when it's a lap and a half. If it was just like 3/4 of a lap or a half a lap, you wouldn't have that confusion. But it is pretty confusing. But Peter Sagan, for the second time now, as he just won it in real life 2 years ago. Or was that last year? 2018, real life? Peter Sagan? Or was it 2017? I don't remember which year. But he wins it by 21 seconds. Oliver Nassen, 44, and his entire group down through 9th place. Turgis by himself in 10th. Van Avermaet missing the top 10 and 3.5 minutes down in 11th. Surprising how far down he is, as he is definitely the favorite to win. Van Mark, Degenkolb, Tish Benoot, 409. 459 to these guys. 621, and this was the riders that I was with for at least part of that time. Bosenhagen was just in front of me. Gaviria was with me for a while, but he rode off, so I could have gotten into the top 25 if I were strong enough to hang with Gaviria, but we left Gaviria just to 76 on cobbles like me, but unlike Veldeman, who was only one worse on cobbles, the stamina, huge difference. The resistance, huge difference. On the flat, huge difference between him and Veldeman, and that's why ultimately he could get a little bit of recovery and ride away when Veldeman couldn't. Veldeman rode away from a few, as he's decent on cobbles, but there was just certain things that he was not strong enough with. But 9.5 minutes behind with Luke Rowe and the last 2 years in the game anyway, Alexander Kristoff, the winner, in 31st. He's a 77 on cobbles, and you can see how much stronger he is than us in so many respects. A 78 overall to our 73. And yet we finish ahead. And we even beat him out in that final sprint to take 30th. Erviti, Finney, Whalen are guys that we caught up to. So we did move up quite a few spots there at the end. I mean, you could see Morkov I was riding with for a good while. Big group behind us, and they were well down. It was a 2-minute gap to the next group on the road behind us. So I'd say the real contenders stopped after the top 10. But Peter Sagan, the 81 overall, 82 on the cobbles. Yeah. Great race, though. I'd love it if we get another invite next year. Let's look at what we've been talking about here for a little bit to make sense of it. So here's that sponsor confidence, right? The yellow territory, acceptable, keeps you at your budget, identical, which right now is at $66,000 a month. Now, you can see how incremental the increase or decrease is. Down 6, up 6. Up 6, so it's up 12 overall. So our budget's gone up a lot from where it was, but the estimation max for this sponsorship is somewhere between 90 and 100,000. We're already approaching that. I mean, we are on super success right now, and there's no reason we won't make it. We've already had our biggest races of the year. Amgen Tour of California could affect things a little bit, but just with some successes at World Tour level, we're having an easy time making this a super success type season. but that's only 12,000. That only puts me to 78,000. And it's a welcome increase, but like I said, I'm worried about just maintaining the team I have right now. So I'm very much looking to a new sponsorship that's not going to have this max, and I really, really, really hope that with it, it's going to come with bigger increases. But it's been a couple years in game since I've done career mode, basically since they launched Pro Cyclist mode. That's what I did season after season when this game came out of late. So it's been a while since I've had a full career mode campaign. And speaking of, the Pro Cycling Manager 2019 is going to be coming out soon. June 20th is the date on that, so we're just over a month away. I will be wrapping up my Pro Cyclist mode before that launch date and starting a new Pro Cyclist mode the day that comes out. I will also start a new career mode. However, I am planning to keep this career mode series going for now. I don't know how long, but it will go beyond June 20th. And so I'm actually going to have 3 series for Pro Cycling Manager active. This one still going for 2018 edition, and then 2 new 2019 edition ones. What I need to figure out still, and I will bring this up earlier in an episode where hopefully more people are still listening at that point in the future, but feel free to drop a comment telling me where you think I should start the 2019 career mode at. It's going to be a custom team. That part's for certain. But should I start similarly to how I started this one with nothing but 66s and build from the ground up all over again? Should I start with something higher? Should I start with a Pro Continental team? Should I start in the World Tour? Should I mix it up, make it different than this one, or should I make it the same and start that process again? So let me know what you think I should do for that upcoming career mode series. For the Pro Cyclist one, I think I've got that one sorted out already. I'll reveal that over on the Pro Cyclist mode, though. So results, we're hammering those out largely just because we've had these really big results. Tour of Oman, the Omloop Het Nieuwsblad. We almost got into the top 25 here at Paris-Roubaix, which would have been massive. This was big, actually getting some credit on the registered riders. And that's something I need to start getting some decent well-known riders onto this team at some point. The squad itself is checking out okay. And we have been building the profile. I mean, like Feldeman, his profile's gone up. But in terms of importance, right, we have 1, 2, 3 big races left, but 2 of those are after the deadline, after we're done with sponsors. So Amgen Tour of California, the only one left that's going to have any sort of impact, and that's even 2 stars and above, as Deutschland Tour is also after that deadline. Tour of Croatia, not a big deal, though that is coming up pretty soon, but just 1.5 stars. And you can see most of the ones left are very minor. So it is that Tour of Croatia that is next, and that small objective. Well, let me actually go back and look. What was the objective? Stage win. All right. Well, I'm pretty limited on time. I could maybe squeeze in a stage, but it's a 6-stage race. So I'm just going to put that into the next episode. And while we only got one in today, it was the Mecca that is Paris-Roubaix. And hopefully that was exciting. I know 30th place is not terribly exciting in terms of viewership, but still an exciting race. I really enjoy that one. Paris-Roubaix is such a unique thing. And I think I want to start building into the classics a bit more. Getting the team kind of set for that, because that is one area, one piece that I have not really done as of yet in this game successfully, is have good classics riders. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time on my road to the record. Still in the lead here. Still in 17th here. Bye for now.